Ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily Low with your hosts, Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mates?
Morning, though it's not morning for either of us, right? It's like 1 a.m. where you are and
Yeah.
like 10 p.m. where I am.
It's a habit that I say good morning. It's no longer, if you move to Asia, it'll never be good morning. But
I know. Well, if I move to Asia, we're doing the show in the mornings.
oh, I don't know if that's better or worse. I'm not sure for me. I don't mind the time, but all right, look, this is going to be a short and sharp show tonight. The price is depressing. Tone and I are both in the evening, as I mentioned, so let's just crack on through it, and we'll take it from there. All right, let's go into the price. Look, I opened a trade yesterday at 84,988. Okay. I had the trade on earlier the day before, a few days before, and I absolutely closed that trade on this candle on the I have to say here. I don't know what, it was here. It came down and my entry was at like 82,000, and this got me out to the dollar. I closed the trade and then it popped back up, and I was like, okay. I didn't mind the MRI top. I thought this was a 1 to 4 candle correction. I bought the breakout last night when I was in whatever. I thought that was a great breakout, and I was very very excited when I went to bed last night at $88,000. I thought, all right, we're on, we're off. And then when I woke up in the morning, I didn't have a stop loss in place. The price was at 82,000. Ugly, ugly price to be at, to wake up to. This trade was terribly underwater. It came back up throughout the day and just rested perfectly on the 30 simple moving average on the 4 hour time frame. And in the last, 3 hours, 4 hours, really, it has just sunk, right? And we're at a terrible place for the price to be at right now. I'm still in the trade. And I want to make this is a really, really strong point. This trade could go into liquidation. All right. And I'm going to stay in it because I'm not selling it now. I would rather have this trade go into liquidation. But I have to make the point. I only trade in this particular case. I'm very, very small. I'm using less than half of 1% of my trading balance in this trade. It might look like a lot of money at 40,000 contracts or whatever, but it's a small amount of money. So if this trade goes into liquidation, I'm actually risking 0.5% of my balance. That's the beauty of you have to understand that if you want to be a professional trader. Like there's no big risk on the table here really for me. But I don't want to see that happen either way. I'm going to stay in this trade, win, lose, or draw, to see if I can get back out at break even or better, like ideally. Sometimes it can reverse at these kind of points. It might go a bit lower. I have got wiggle room here. I'm not anywhere near liquidation at the moment, maybe about minus 30% or something on this trade. We'll see how it rolls. But I'm just going to stay in it for better or worse. 4 hour is ugly. The daily time frame is ugly. Is this going to be a red star? Might be. Yep. It's a red star on the MRI. And, in retrospect, even like this probably came up and touched on exactly the 50 simple moving average and then faded. This has dropped down now, but in real time, that was probably pretty close to the 50 simple moving average. I really liked the breakout, but look at this. Fucking TA doesn't make sense. I'm going to put this, look, I'm going to zoom right in and show you what we got to. That is wild. Wild. It got rejected at exactly the previous swing high, almost to the dollar. Bad. Bad. I just want to see it break that line. That line at 88,800 is where we got to go to get this thing back on track. But as it stands, the next target is bad, right? If we start to get down to 78, then everything goes back to looking for as I move up the time frame, weekly time frame, everything goes back to looking for a weekly green diamond. It's bad, guys. We need a weekly green diamond is fantastic, But that fade that happened in America is not exciting at all. We need to get that weekly green diamond back on track. We're about to have a cross here. The oscillators look poor, all pointing down. The EXA has now crossed negative once again, which we mentioned in a show 2 days ago. That looked like a great bullish cross. It faded. It's back negative again. So we're back to the drawing board there with the EXA. The Copic curve looks like a vertical line right down. It's not rounding barely at all. So back to waiting. Back to waiting. Sign up for the great affiliates that we have in the link below. Blowfin is the best non-KYC exchange that I've ever seen, and I support that as well as BitGet as well. So I'm coming back to you right now, Tone. It's a somber day for Bitcoin. This is a boring, somber day. Tone, give us something, mate. Give us something, brother.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. But let's see. I have the monthly chart open. The monthly chart is on a red 2 candle. We're not going to have a red star unless we make a new swing low below 76,000 this month. How likely is that? At the moment, I'm going to say slightly greater than 50% we make new lows. And if we start making new lows, where is there a reasonable buying opportunity? Based on support and resistance, the buying opportunity is at 71,000. Now, when is the best time for it to get to 71,000? Well, the best time to get to 71,000 would actually be next week, because we are about to approach an 8 on the weekly MRI. All we have to do is close this week at a new swing low. That gives us an 8 count. And then next week guarantees a 9 count. Now, I don't like to see the MRI buy show up in consolidation. I don't want to see consolidation. I want to see a clear capitulation when it comes to getting an MRI buy. See, this is not an MRI buy at the bottom. This is an MRI buy in consolidation of 3 candles. Still okay, but not great. I'm not sure we have these on a weekly scale. Like this one is also borderline consolidation. I like seeing them like this. I know it's on the way up, like what happened back in 2017 or here in 2016. I like to see my MRI tops come in on blow off candles. Even this is a blow off top candle right here in October of 2016. And then we consolidated. And then we set up for a new upswing. So getting an MRI buy in consolidation will make me nervous. Am I still going to take a chance and buy on the MRI weekly buy in consolidation? The answer is yes. I will try and time it. At the least, I would want to see us touch the moving average. And yes, it would be a double bottom at 76, 77. So I'm not going to be too thrilled buying in that area. And you can see from my daily chart that this is a no buy zone for me. But if we happen to start going down slowly and we end up with an MRI buy on the daily and an MRI buy on a weekly next week, in the $77,000 range, I will buy that dip. So that's what I need to buy the dip. I need the MRI. Just like Matt, I was going to bed last night as Bitcoin was breaking 88,000, and I really thought we were going to break out. Heard a rumor that Trump would consider, dropping capital gains on Bitcoin. That would be super bullish. Maybe it was a fake rumor. I have no idea. Someone in the live chat is asking, what do I think of Trump now? I think Trump's doing a terrible job. That's my general opinion. This is not a political show, but I think he has done a terrible job trying to end the war in Ukraine. He has escalated the war in the Middle East, and he is repositioning America for a war with China, while raising taxes on every American by creating tariffs, including backdated tariffs, which I thought is illegal, but that clearly doesn't stop any president. So by creating tariffs everywhere, he's raising taxes on every single American without doing anything to relieve the tax burden, and that's why the stock market is completely crashing.
Pissing
So
off pissing off a lot of dear friends as well in allied countries, which
yeah,
as an American you might not care about, but that's been historically handy to have.
yeah. So if I had to give Trump a grade, I'd say somewhere between a C minus and a D plus. Um, I actually don't know how the dollar's doing. We can go and take a look.
Good.
We know Bitcoin dominance made a new all-time high.
The dollar's doing
Uh,
fine.
Ethereum's doing great. It's creating new swing lows, and I'm curious how the dollar's been doing. Yeah, he's lowering the value of the dollar. That's actually good for the United States. Um, a weaker dollar does help U.S. exports, doesn't do so much for U.S. imports, but Trump doesn't want America to have any imports. He only wants everything made in America. Not sure who's going to make all that stuff because he's also deporting people that would be making all this shit, and because Americans don't want to work any hard labor jobs. So we'll see what happens with the economy. I am not very optimistic here. Trump did a way better job in his first term. He's doing a piss poor job kicking off his second term. I don't know what his plan is. Maybe crash the economy to then do something with it, but I think that's a terrible plan. Maybe he's trying to force the Fed to lower the rate. I have no idea. Uh, Mr. Club says short term pain. I mean,
Yeah,
I
that's what it
guess.
feels like. That's what it feels like. It feels like a you got to hope there's a great. I'm not American, so I should have no right to express my opinions. But it feels like a short-term pain with a long-term projection is the best we could hope for, isn't it?
Right,
Like,
but here's the problem. Based on everything he's done so far, I don't understand where the long-term gain's going to come from, right? Again,
right?
unless he significantly removes taxes from every American, especially the capital gains. So I don't know. I don't know what his plan is with all these tariffs. I mean, I don't know what he plans to do.
We
America
just
is already
have
it's
to hope
already
and
the number one oil producer. So
yeah.
I don't understand. And he's gonna be involved in the two wars that Joe Biden started. The Russia Ukraine is not ending anytime soon. Looks like Trump is going to be fully involved in that. Plus, he wants to start another one. So I don't see where the gain's going to come from at all.
No, I just hope there is a plan. That would satiate me, the
I
idea of actually being a plan.
I don't see a long term plan here because um, creating tariffs will only make things worse unless you remove the taxes so every American has twice as much money.
Mm, yeah.
But he's not doing that. So everything's going to go up in price. I don't know. I don't see a plan here. I at the moment I see a total disaster in the making. But hey, he can prove me wrong. Still better than the alternative at the polls. Give us a good candidate, guys. I'm happy to vote for someone else if they are, normal. All right. This was supposed to be a short show. We're
Yeah.
rebounding a little bit. I'm not putting too much hope into this. Uh, Everything looks pretty bad. Gold is slowing
Ooh.
down as well. Here is oil. Oil took a big dump today. No idea why. Uh, maybe the contract reset. The contract might have reset, but still, that's a big drop. I don't know. I need to take a look at it. I need to take a look at some news. And the stock market is doing terribly.
Hmm.
Here's the daily stock market today. We can look at the 10 a.m. reversal. It didn't come. 11 a.m. reversal. It's a beautiful doji candle. So here's what I would be doing. Here's the 10 a.m. candle did absolutely nothing. You closed at the low. The following candle didn't give us anything bullish. I would wait till 11 a.m. and the 11 a.m. candle was perfect. This is a 10-minute version. My entry would be above the doji right there for a long trade, and I would still be in that long trade, and my stop loss would already be above break even. If I took it down to the 5-minute candle, my entry would have been the same actually. My entry would have been just a little bit higher on a 5. Surprisingly, on a 5-minute candle, my entry would have been a smidge higher. It would have been above all of these candles, and yeah, that's the 11 a.m. candle. And I would have needed follow through. I would have needed us to go above the prior candle. We did not, and then I would have needed us to go. I might have actually entered over here, and then I would have been in trouble down there. But I would have given it more than 5 minutes to work itself out. So I would be in a long trade now with a break-even stop loss, maybe already raising it to the bottom of current candle as it has a minute and a half to go. So there's a chance we bottomed for the day, but man, Trump is doing a number on the stock market. I mean, this is just this is bad. This is bad. He's supposed to be a pro stock market president, and he's straight up just crashing the market since the moment he got elected. Gets elected in November, takes office in January. Stock market makes a new all-time high in his first month in office, and now it's down like 10%. And it's down 10% because of Trump. It's not like I'm not gonna give any excuses for Trump. It is down 11% because of Trump. It's the only reason why the stock market's down. It's 110% Trump's fault. Nobody else, just Trump. Not the Fed, not the economy, not China, Trump. This is Trump. This is Trump's tariffs without solving problems in America. He's creating problems for America with tariffs. All right. I will go ahead and leave it here.
Well, tomorrow's the last day of the week. Let's hope for a better day tomorrow to come and bring you some exciting news about Bitcoin or some terrible news that you can capitalize on if you buy and hold for a bit longer.
I can't promise a show tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going from Phuket, flight to Koh Samui, then like a 1-hour car ride to the ferry terminal, then a 2-hour ferry to an island called Koh Tao. I was gonna dive in Koh Samui, but I've been told by your friend, by the way, Matt, by your friend that diving in Koh Samui sucks. So I have to go to Koh Tao.
Yeah, but
which is supposed to be
Koh
sort of best.
Koh Samui is fantastic for everything else, for food, for drink, for
Yeah,
partying, for
I'll
beach.
come back. I'll come
Unbelievable.
back to Koh Samui after, but I'm gonna go. Hopefully, I get to see a whale shark. I think that's the last thing that I really want to see. I already swam with real sharks. Now it's time to swim with a whale shark.
Awesome. Well, on that bombshell, we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thank you for joining.
Someone says that supposed to be a pro stock market president. Someone says you ate someone else's opinion. Why? Well, whose opinion did I eat? I've been saying that back in 2016 that Trump is going to be a pro stock market president. So unless I stole someone's opinion back in 2016 and been saying that ever since, that's kind of crazy. How low can SPX go? That's actually a good question. I didn't even look at the MRI. SPX is on a 7 MRI weekly, so we got 2 more weeks to go. I have a support line. It's already down 11%, and my support line is down at 22%. So we're halfway. There's also an MRI support, a little bit lower, another 1 or 2%. So we'll talk about it next stream. Matt, remind me. Actually, next week would be better when it's on an MRI 8 count. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching, and see you all on the next one.